BBI is in a very important spot, guys. You are seeing the stock price tighten up after we suspected that bounce after this gap fill reversion. We have a lot of room to the upside, so let's waste no time, guys, into this technical analysis breakdown. We're first going to go to the weekly analysis, get a very broad bird's eye perspective, then daily and hourly to wrap a full price prediction, technical analysis, and the top levels to watch. Let's get straight into it, guys. BBI is a stock where notably we do see once this consolidation, which in this phase was a very tight 8 to 9 to 10 week consolidation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 week consolidation for breaking over these highs of the very explosive bar, guys. Then we've seen a big jolt within price action, jolting 150%. Once the momentum dies off, BBI flips. Pump and dump S scenario, guys, but we typically see 200% movement to the upside, 100% after a period of consolidation. Once again, guys, we see a nice pocket of consolidation with a very clear high breaking over this level, giving us a strong 112% move to the upside. Once the momentum fades off, stock price fades away. We've seen this over here as well, guys. Strong movement up, a very thin candle dropping 0.5% in a week. Not really a bad momentum day. It's a consolidation red candle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then momentum dies off. Green to red. Stock price flips. Right, we can continue to scroll, but you guys continue to do this time and time again. So we have exited this consolidation phase before tracking within these regions. Around that April and May durations, we did expect this breakout. Once closed over that $4.50 and $5 levels, we pushed to that 870 range before now getting in another consolidation phase, guys. And this is really, really good as historically, once in a bullish presence, as stock price is clearly, being shown as of now, setting these higher lows, being very, very bullish in a nice trajectory with intense volume, right? These typically lead to the next movement, guys. So as of now from the daily, from the weekly, we're definitely set in a position where there's a very high chance this consolidation is the consolidation that we have seen in the past, hence over here to give us the next big movement, hence over here to see the next big movement. And there is a lot of promise within that, guys. Seeing the buyers dominate the bottom of this session is also impressive as well, as once again, we had a gap to fill. Stock price gapped up from this region, intensely pushed to that level before, having a pretty hard dip, but correcting very, very well, coming down to fill this gap perfectly. And now this week we're headed higher. Definitely does feel, guys, we're in a very good situation, pushing into earnings. If stock price can close above this $8 and that $8.50 level heading into earnings, we should be able to finally get that test at $10, guys, which we have been tracking from these lower levels being $4.50 the daily analysis, and get the more medium-term analysis of BBA stock price. So as of now, once again, we initiated the breakout candle within this, and this did lead the day. Very impressive parabolic surge, staying within a very disciplined channel, guys. We stayed within this for about 2.5 weeks of very aggressive parabolic action. We push to the top of this channel, reject hard with an inverted hammer candle, break below this structure, leading into 5 days of a dip, a very hard correction, guys. Then the buyers step up. Very nice reaction, pushing up here, formulating these highs at this duration. And this is what we're currently working with, guys. Stock price is flipping between the bottom to the top. Within last video, we mentioned how we are coming down to fill this gap as well, right? And at the bottom within this descending trend line, which we will make a little bit brighter, guys. Sorry about that. It's hard to see, but as of now, we're in a very strong situation. Once again, we suspected we're at the floor. We should be rising to the top within the structure. We're about halfway there, guys, with 3 days pulling back, and now a strong day today. It's definitely even more momentum with a micro dip to make this next movement. So as of now, we'll just be watching this $7.40 level. Once we close over this very key level strong, really over that 740, that 750 region, we'll make this a little bit more of a zone, as there has been a lot of respect around that rough region, guys. If we get this highlighted over here, if we see a strong break over this level, guys, we should be breaking out of this very bullish structure, moving to the top as we're almost at getting a breakout at this level, initiating that push to 850, 950, these upper levels, guys, and ultimately that $10 psychological hard number level. So BBI looks really, really good here, man. It is a spot where, hey, we have a really parabolic surge, now pulling back into a very tight, structure, leading into earnings. You're in every single situation you want to see. With earnings, of course, this is very, very volatile, and, anything can happen within earnings, but we do know for a fact, if stock price closes above that 740 level and earnings, is bullish, and we're over this level, we should be potentially skyrocketing to $8.59. There's a lot of potential for these upper price action levels to be hit. You can't deny the massive cup and handle within this as well, adding a lot of fuel to the fire, guys. Within this exact level, BBAI is really cooking up a nice setup, pushing into earnings. Now the question, how is the earnings? We're looking at the hourly, guys, and we don't want to analyze this too much, as once again, the hourly is the more minute point of things. And we will see a lot of increased volatility within earnings, so we will rely more on a long-term and macro perspectives within this. But we do see these lows being defended very, very intense, as we pointed out within the last video, this nice range at the bottom of the structure within a gap fill and a range defense, which we've seen multiple times. Hence over here, we have seen the seller step up within this duration, formulating these lower highs, crescendo in this, panic structure. And we've seen this step up over the last few days within this rough approximate location. This is the time where we should be getting breakout color earnings, very nice coiled up, or see some downside. If we see downside, you got to keep an eye on that $6 level, man. That's a very, very crucial level. We also have that $5.90 level as well. But that rough $6 level, guys, if we break below that from a technical perspective, there will be a lot of, volatility, but we are in a massive cup and handle within this daily perspective after a parabolic surge. This is a pretty key moment where, once again, there is a lot of upside. But if we break below this major $6 level, we could see a strong dip to $5. So this cup and handle structure has been forming for about 5 or 6 months, guys. So this is a very big structure. We're going to track a price target for that before we hop off the video, guys, as this does give a very accurate gauge of where stock price is going to go. And if we take a trend line, I did that the opposite way, whoops, to the bottom all the way to the top, guys, within this movement, and then you flip that 50%. This is something that I figured out years and years ago. It gives a very much more accurate prediction than the full gauge, the full trend line. So this lines up exactly at that $10 price target, guys. So if all is well with earnings, guys, we are setting a $10 price target, which does seem very, very efficient and reliable. We have been talking once again about BBAI since these lower levels consolidating, getting ready for that next surge. And the buyers have been very, very dominant within that trend. Since then, we have taken multiple weeks at a time to formulate a very tight cup and handle structure, which should give us a very quick breakout if the earnings are good once again, flipping this to back these highs around that $10 range. And from a more long-term perspective within BBAI, as I know we have a lot of long-term investors on the channel, don't really care about the micro movements as much. There is an argument that if broken above $10, guys, there is no resistance until, some micro resistance at that $11.60 range. And then since then, it's $16. So if broken above this level, and we see that upside as you suspect with this bullish earnings and this nice technical signs, we could see a breakout over this $10 levels, open up the windows for these $13, $14 levels, as we've only had one massive gap over this level. Notice how we halted for months and months at a time at the $10 rejection, halting at this level. Big dip, big respect at that level, grinding up to it before wicking out once over here and twice, and then leaving the body at this level. So we've shown a lot of respect within this $10 region, guys. And if stock price from a more long-term perspective can reach to this level, climb over that, and start to work its way up, we haven't seen any sustained price action over that. So over that big psychological level, from a more long-term perspective, we could be working towards all-time high at $16. You have been covering BBAI once again since $3, $4, but it does appear we have more room left to go. That is the technical analysis breakdown. If you guys found any value within the video, drop a sub, drop a like. We will be covering BBAI stock price 1 to 2 times per week. With that being said, trade smart. Have a good day, guys. Peace.